Today we look at how the Prajwal Revanna scandal will affect the Karnataka election, the shocking death of Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi, rumors of a skinny iPhone, and last not least, Pakistani spies dipped in gold. Hi, this is Lakshmi Chaudhry, founder and editor of Splainer.in and the host of What the Happened Here. Prajwal Revanna, the grandson of Deve Gowda and sitting MP from Hassan, is absconding abroad after being exposed as a serial rapist. All the evidence is contained in a single pen drive, which now has been circulated everywhere, online and offline. It has 2,976 files documenting Prajwal's crimes against nearly 100 women. Prajwal did not spare anyone. His victims included everyone from party workers to wives of party leaders, household help, and government officials. He raped them in his family home in Hassan, his house in Bangalore, and even the great Deve Gowda's own home. But here's the question. Will it make any difference to the voter or the election? Let's start with the BJP. The party hitched its wagon to JDS to win the critical Vokkaliga vote in southern Karnataka. The good news is that JDS only received tickets for 3 seats. Of these, it won only 1 seat in 2019, and that's Prajwal's constituency, Hassan. At best, JDS will lose that seat, and so will the BJP, but that's a small price to pay to rid itself of Prajwal's nasty baggage. But here's the bad news. The Prajwal scandal hits the BJP where it hurts the most, the women's vote. According to political experts, women in Karnataka will either vote against the BJP because of its association with JDS, or they'll stay home. And that's no good at all. In the last election, Prime Minister Modi enjoyed wide support among women across North Karnataka. And wherever women turned out in larger numbers than men, the BJP won by a huge margin. The real disaster victim here is JDS, of course, and the family that rules it. Remember, Karnataka politics is dominated by the rivalry between 2 dominant communities, Lingayats and Vokkaligas. The JDS primary claim to electoral clout is its monopoly of the Vokkaliga vote in 11 districts in South Karnataka, in the region called Old Mysore. But in the 2023 election, JDS lost a great part of its base to both the Congress and BJP. The Gowda's biggest rival for the Vokkaliga prize is Congress Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar. He's been doing his best to anoint himself as the true heir of Deve Gowda. The Prajwal scandal may just prove to be the tipping point. A senior JDS leader told Deccan Herald this. The party and leaders could have defended if it were clips of 1 or 2 women. But unfortunately, clips with multiple victims cannot be defended at all. We have become helpless in this case. Even the Vokkaliga community may not like to associate with the Gowda family as earlier. In fact, there's already talk of a mass exodus to Congress after the election, splitting the party in 2. For a change, it'll be the grand old party playing resort politics. But nothing is constant in politics. What looks like good luck today may turn out to be a curse tomorrow. The JDS downfall may be exactly what Amit Shah ordered. The BJP has always gained new territory by filling a political vacuum, usually created when a powerful party falls from grace. Think Congress in West Bengal or even the left. If JDS falls by the wayside, it gives the BJP exactly what it wants, a head-to-head with Congress, and we all know who usually wins that fight. This is a breaking story as we tape this episode. Iran's President Ebrahim Raisi and Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian have died in a helicopter crash in northern Iran. The helicopter was one of 3 traveling in the president's convoy. It made a hard landing due to heavy fog. It took hours to identify the crash site, which is in a mountainous region. Here's why Raisi's death could matter. 1, he's a well-known hardliner, a former judge who sat on death committees that executed hundreds of political prisoners in the late 80s. Raisi also oversaw the ongoing campaign to brutally put down any dissent, especially from women, a crackdown that has included quote-unquote crimes against humanity, according to the UN. So will his departure offer some relief to the people of Iran? Maybe not, because the ultimate power in the country resides with the supreme leader Ali Khamenei. He was Raisi's mentor and the guy who rigged his election to the top job. Raisi's likely replacement, First Vice President Mohammad Mukhbar, is certainly not a moderate. The other name being floated, Mujtaba Khamenei, the 55-year-old son of, surprise, the supreme leader. Raisi's death may pave the path for the Islamic Republic's very first dynastic handover. Raisi was slated to be the 85-year-old Khamenei's political heir. The job may go to his biological heir instead. The other reason to worry? The crash comes soon after an Israeli airstrike killed a top commander in the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, which led to an alarming tit-for-tat. Iran bombed Israel, which dropped a few missiles in return. Things had just about calmed down. Irrespective of what caused the crash, Tel Aviv will be suspect number one in many of the conspiracy theories, which will turn up the heat even further. Now, throw in the frayed tempers caused by Israel's brutal war in Gaza. The path to Middle East peace just got a lot rockier. Here's an exclusive from the Silicon Valley Insider News Pub, The Information. Apple is apparently working on a slimmer version of the iPhone, which may be called iPhone 17 Slim. It's slated for release in September 2025 and could be their most expensive phone yet, because that's exactly what the world needs, another iPhone we can't afford. If true, this will mark the first major design change in Apple's flagship device since 2017. That's when the company got rid of the home button, introduced Face ID, and switched to an OLED display. All this frantic activity is to keep up with Samsung, which is now at pole position. It has 20.8% of the global market compared to Apple's 17.3%. Speaking of Samsung, did you see the Uncrush ad they released to troll Apple? It's a response to Apple's controversial ad, which showed musical instruments, paint supplies, and other artsy stuff being pulped to bits by a shiny iPad Pro. Let's just say the creatives hated it. Hence, this ad. Finally, there's something strange happening on the streets of Islamabad. They've suddenly been flooded with mimes. Yup, you heard it right, mimes. Guys painted in gold from head to foot with a cane and top hat to match. But that's not the weirdest thing. People are convinced that these mimes are undercover spies, either for the CIA or the ISI. It isn't clear what great acts of espionage they could possibly commit on the roadside, other than spying on speeding cars. Conspiracy theories are a national pastime in Pakistan. People believe all sorts of things. Osama bin Laden is Jewish, CIA caused the catastrophic floods last year, etc., etc., etc. On the other hand, the Pakistani state is notorious for bugging people's homes and phones. Even rideshare drivers are on it sometimes. So why not golden mimes? That's all for now. Tune in for the next edition on Friday and catch up on the most important, interesting, and just plain weird stories out there. And if you miss us in the meanwhile, grab a free 1-month subscription to Splainer. We totally changed the way you get your news. The link is in the description. I'll see you Friday.